Universal Studios UK has released an economic impact report for their proposed Great British theme park, a theme park that is rumored to have Lord of the Rings, Paddington, James Bond, and more, all in a Universal theme park unlike anything they've had in the United States. They say it's going to bring $50 billion of economic impact to the local people. Let's talk about whether or not that's going to get approved here on That Park Place. Hello, I am Jonas J. Campbell, an investigative reporter for That Park Place, and here with me is a man who has his finger on the pulse of the theme park company. Vash, is it alive?
It's alive and thriving, I must say. Jonas, $50 billion of investment, well, $50 billion of economic generation. Yeah, impact. From this project. This is huge. This is historic. This has been in the works for decades. Let's go ahead and tell the viewers what is at stake here.
That's right. This out of Deadline from Melanie Goodfella. Universal says proposed UK theme park and resort will give a $53 billion boost to the country's economy. Look at that. That is Universal Studios Florida right there. Love seeing that spinning globe. Universal has suggested that a proposed UK theme park and resort will generate close to $53 billion in economic benefits to the host country. Universal destinations and experiences. There might be too many Universals here. I don't know. Maybe they want to streamline that a little bit. The theme park unit of Comcast subsidiary NBC Universal announced last December that it acquired a 476-acre site for a proposed new UK location outside the town of Bedford, some 60 miles northwest of London. It is currently carrying out feasibility and due diligence studies and is set to make a final decision on the project by the end of the year. The commission by UDX as part of this process was released today and has a forecast net economic contribution of $37.4 billion over the construction period and the first 20 years of operation. The report also estimated the site would generate up to $15 billion in net additional tax returns for the UK over the same period, a benefit of thousands of jobs, including 20,000 jobs during the construction period and 8,000 posts once the site was operational. This is so fascinating. The proposed UK site would be the first European location for UDX, which currently runs 5 branded theme parks and resorts, including Universal Orlando Resort, Universal Studios Hollywood, Universal Studios Japan, Beijing Resort, and Universal Studios Singapore. And that's not even talking about specifically the Volcano Bay location or my personal favorite, Islands of Adventure. Vash, you know so much more than me and probably more than these people over at Deadline. What is going on over there?
Man, big things are going on over there. We are hearing that this is an economic investment by Universal, the likes of which we have not quite seen for decades now. I mean, this really rivals the level of Universal's initial investment into Florida. That's how big a project that this actually is right here. We can glean a little bit more insight from the actual report itself right here. We see that the net economic contribution for the potential project for the UK is forecast to be 35.1 billion euros over the construction period in the first 20 years of operation. It's also estimated to generate up to $14.1 billion in net additional tax returns for HM Treasury over the same period. The project generates 20,000 jobs during the construction period at the peak, and there will be 5,000 workers on site. Now, gleaning from that, interestingly enough, somebody was able to point out to say, hey, a key point to be made here, 20,000 jobs are a gross figure based on the average 4,800 construction jobs per year. Under that logic, Universal Studios UK will take 4 years and 2 months to build.
Goodness. Oh my goodness. I know who we might compare that to.
Yeah, right. I mean, it took Disney, 6 years to build a carbon copy of Tron at their premier destination in the Magic Kingdom, and that was under the RCID. That's quite fascinating, Jonas.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You think about how long the walls were up at Epcot, and when the walls finally came down there, you had Moana's Journey of Water, which still doesn't work, or the Walls and Garden over there at Epcot World Celebration. And of course, let's not forget Communicore Cafeteria over there. and that was supposed to be a transformation of that theme park. This right here is it sounds like, hey, if this is another Universal Studios, first of all, I don't think that would cost $14 billion. If this is another Epic Universe and it's coming over there, oh my goodness, I am so excited at the thought of just switching gears to look at what's going on over there. We don't even know what this thing is going to be called. It's probably going to be called Universal Studios. They want to have their foothold over there with that brand. Oh my goodness. This first of all, this is exciting. And second of all, how do they have such wonderful toys? How are they doing this, Vash?
This is absolutely incredible. Paige Thomas, right here, president of New Ventures of Universal Destinations of Experience, said a world-class theme park and resort from Universal has the potential to generate billions in economic benefit for the UK by creating thousands of high-quality jobs and attracting millions of new visitors for the country. Now, we do know a couple of ways that they're able to facilitate all this investment is because, well, they're getting roughly anywhere between $10 billion or so in economic investment from who was that again? It was Disney.
Yeah, the Walt Disney Company. And for those of you who are not familiar, we often like to bring it up because it's insane. First of all, Brian Roberts, the CEO over there at Comcast, outbid, I almost said Michael Eisner, outbid Bob Iger for the purchase of Fox. He took it from $40 billion that they were going to pay for it to $70 billion that they were going to pay for it. And then, as part of that agreement, Disney got part of Hulu, and then they were forced to buy the rest of Hulu from NBC Universal in all of that for supposedly $8.61 billion, but really, in actuality, probably closer to $14 billion when that's all said and done. That might end up in court. We'll have to see how that all plays out for the Walt Disney Company. But that 14 billion pounds that they're talking about spending, obviously a part of that is probably going to be paid for by the Walt Disney Company, if it's not already paying off Epic Universe here. Oh my goodness, what are they doing over there at Disney? They're just they're sending all of this money over to Universal, and Universal is just whittling away. Yes, they keep doing excellent things over and over again. They keep showing up. They keep doing things that are awesome, while Disney is giving us another Tiana's Bayou adventure, which is the best thing you can say about it. On one side is, oh, it gets rid of that Splash Mountain. And the worst thing that you can say about it on the other side is, it got rid of Splash Mountain.
Well, Jonas, I mean, we have to throw in $300 to $400 billion for stuff like Indiana Jones or Captain America 4 or any number of investments that have not paid off for the Walt Disney Company in any substantial way. Secret Invasion or I should, Acolyte. We have to keep funding the studio side of things, Jonas. You don't understand. While Universal just runs laps around Disney, it is absolutely alarming just how hungry Universal seems, and really them getting at it is really encouraging as a theme park fan, because think about the franchises that could come as part of a UK theme park, right? I think we listed them in the intro here. Paddington Bear, James Bond, Lord of the Rings, and there's going to be a heavy Potter presence there. From what we understand, it's not going to be repeats of what we've already experienced in the States or other parks internationally. It will be distinct locations that would be special for just the UK park itself. Jonas, this really has the potential to upend not only the European theme park market, but also the world.
Yeah, for me, obviously, I am interested in going in 5 or 6 or 7 years, whenever this finally gets going. This is something where I might travel to the other. See, I wanted to go to Disneyland just to check on things back in the day. I'm a Florida theme parks kind of guy. Of course, I've done a little bit Midwest here or there. I never had any interest in going to Disneyland, and I especially don't, considering the current state of the parks and the copy pasting that seems to be going on between these two parks over here. However, if I could do a UK trip and go over there and see something on the level of what we're seeing out of Epic Universe, that is very fascinating to me. We could all of a sudden have something where the European theme park people are often going to Florida to see what's going on over there. We could have a flip of that situation where Florida people are now taking the trip to the other side. And while they're over there, maybe they'll go see actual London and Scotland and England and all that stuff. Obviously, I know that London is the city, and England is the country there. Don't harsh me too much in the comments. I have been over there for work. Guys, I want to throw this to you in the comment section. down below. Do you think this is a big deal, or are we just overly excited here because we're fascinated with theme parks? We would love to know your comments on this entire situation in the comment section down below. Of course, like this video if you like this video, and consider subscribing to That Park Place for all the news that should be fun.
Thanks for watching That Park Place News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.